Hi everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic day today. I just thought I'd show you the end result of the work that was just finished. This was at the Nautilus shell. I did some shading off camera and I just thought I'd show you the end result. The pencil actually shines, you can see that there. If I hold it like that, it gives you the true color. So that turned out really beautiful. And now, because that turned out so nice, I've been racking my brain, pardon me, to try and figure out what to do now. I've been asked to design something by my son and daughter-in-law. So I'm going to have a go at this and see if it's suitable for what he wanted it for. I've got a drawing here that I've started. The paper is 34 centimeters by 21 centimeters, and I'll just rub that out. Now this pattern is based entirely on Fibonacci or the golden ratio. And those are the words in case my voice doesn't come out clearly. So Fibonacci, Leonardo Fibonacci, is a mathematician, and the golden ratio. So artists and scientists and mathematicians have been trying their whole lives to get the perfect ratio in people, in patterns, what's beautiful to the eye, and that type of thing. And this has been going on for centuries. So I drew golden ratio this morning. So this is the golden ratio here. So you'll find a lot of paintings, old paintings. The main part, the main subject will be here, and the rest of it over there. You can look it up, Fibonacci, golden ratio, and I've drawn the golden ratio exactly, measured it out. So we're turning it this way this time. And first things first, and thank you for subscribing and commenting. I really appreciate your subscribing and commenting. I love getting comments. They give me a lot of encouragement. Any artist will tell you that they love getting compliments. They're not too hot on criticism. I can't take it. Yeah, if something's bad, it's bad, but in my humble opinion, nothing's bad. So for someone to criticize. I went to Fine Arts University, and a lot of my work was criticized. Well, that's what the teachers do. And I can tell you, it pissed me off immensely. So artists don't like to be criticized. Constructive criticism is one thing, but bad words are heartbreaking for an artist. Enough so that they can just throw it all away and not come back and do anymore. So try not to criticize anyone. Someone shows you a picture, say, oh, very nice. I don't understand it, but it looks pleasant, or whatever. Just don't say, oh my God, what a mess. Don't do that. Because it's going to upset someone. And that's what life is not about, upsetting people. The first things first, I have not decided on any patterning yet. I have scribbled. You can see a lot of rubbing marks. And at the end of the day, I like to be spontaneous. So the first thing I'm going to do is outline my spiral here. So that's the first thing, and then I can rub out the pencil lines. Let's see if I'm on camera. Yes, I am. Pardon me. You just turn the page so that your pen goes in the direction that's comfortable for your hands. Now, that's not part of the golden ratio, but the golden ratio is the one that I'm doing now. This is not perfect, but at the end of the day it will be perfect. But it's just that first line, and I'm not going to use this pen anymore. Keep picking up the wrong pen. So where's my gorgeous pens that I love so much? There they are. Already feels better. If anybody wants to know the name of the pens, Two Hands Black Pigment Liner Set, and I got this from Amazon, and I got a packet of this for my Christmas present as well, which was lovely. So whereas a lot of my beginning work is just you just draw a pattern and fill it in, a shape and fill it in. By doing this Fibonacci or golden ratio, it's a bit more structured. And try not to get influenced by people a lot. Like, I'm sure that this golden triangle's been filled in by Zen artists already. I didn't want to look it up because I don't want to be influenced by anyone else's work. Patterns may seem similar, but I don't actually want to concentrate on another person's work. First of all, it's plagiarism. And second of all, I wouldn't do that. So we'll just continue with this. And then we'll decide from there. So what I'm going to do is rub out the pencil lines because they're a bit distracting. Be gentle, you don't want to crumple the page. Make sure your ink is dry. So look up golden ratio and Fibonacci. It's very, very interesting. All the great artists are said to have used it at some stage in their life to set out their paintings or drawings. So now what I decided is to do it this way. It may not turn out to be that way, but at the moment I'm going to work that way. Now, because I'm undecided, which I wish I wasn't undecided, but I am undecided. But I thought haven't videoed for a few days. It's very unlike me because I haven't been able to decide. If you're indecisive, just do something. If it doesn't turn out, do something else. Don't be disheartened if your work isn't perfect. I've been fiddling around my whole life. So, and I'm still undecided. However, let us continue. Now, because the Nautilus turned out so well, it's going to be a similar type of thing. So here we go. I went to training this morning. It was lovely. Very, very bloody hot. I nearly died. I kept saying, I'm so hot, I'm so hot. Ross would say, well, I'm hot too. Yep. But I was very, very hot. I said, oh, I'm so hot. And it's not, what do you call it? Hot flashes. Because I'm over all that bullshit. It's just that I was very bloody hot. Anyway. What I'm going to do is that. So I'm simply doing lines going the other way. Also from the same central point. Now, I want to fill in alternate squares. So it's not very easy to see. But choose a square to start with. And I'm going to choose this one here. Put them up on the screen. And then you miss a square, and you fill in a square. That's that one. So you're doing alternate squares. For example, if you've got that, and that, so you're filling in there, 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 there. So that's exactly what this is, except it's at an angle, so it's a little bit more confusing, but it does look very nice when it's done. And then before you do the next square, just concentrate. So it's a square, a blank, a square. So this one, that would be the blank. This one would be colored in. I'm going to take a thicker pen. 5. Take a thicker one. I might scroll into there. Let's see if I can scroll into there. There. That one. And if you fill in the wrong one, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. If you make a mistake, you just fix it up afterwards. Not to rush, because this is going to take a long time. So no point in rushing. I'm going to grab my tiny pen here and fix up these little areas here. If any of you are joining for the first time, welcome to this page. My name is Esther. I'm an artist who normally paints large. In the last year or so, I've been obsessed with this kind of patterning. They call it all sorts of things: Zen patterning, Zen tangle. It's got all sorts of names. I found out evidently that the word Zen tangle is a registered trademark. So I don't know if I'm allowed to use that word. Seems a bit crazy. It's like patenting the word rock or sky. Anyway, if I am, I don't mean to. I mean, this is not really Zentangle. I don't know what I'm going to call this one. Probably Fibonacci. That's not a registered trademark. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to call this one. One of my subscribers decided to stop doing this because she was disheartened that, not sure, I think perhaps her work wasn't turning out as well as she would have hoped. But I don't think that she should stop. I mean, she enjoyed it for so long. Have a break. Don't do it, don't watch it for a week. And then just grab a new piece of paper, go to the very first video, and start again. That's the best way. Don't give up after you've loved it. And she loved it. I know you did. Don't give up. Before I continue, I'm going to take my very thin pen, at 005, and try and perfect this now so that I can forget this pattern. What's done is done, and I don't have to come back and do anything to it. So that's what I'm going to do now. Otherwise, you'll find when you're finished, you keep coming back to the same one, thinking, oh, that should be like that, and that should be like that. If you go in and just correct anything at the beginning, then you can just forget about it and move on. Now, you may be watching this on the big screen and see some points that I'm missing. But I will get to them at some stage. If you're noticing anything, oh, she could have done that. I'll get to it. Because I'll also watch it on the big screen to see if I'm happy. Yep. And from here, it's just a matter of deciding what you're going to do next. And let's continue with this view from the central point here. I'm going to fill in these corners so that they're not sharp corners. Gosh, I still have them on the screen. I don't want to be off the screen. and keep sticking to the page because it's so hot here. I'm going to use a piece of paper there, paper towel. Let's just stop my arm from sticking to the page. As I did with my previous one, I'm going to go in with a very tiny nibbed one and try and fix this up so I can move on. Oops, sorry about that. I hope you're all relaxing when you're doing this. That's the name of the game. Just try and relax. Go slowly. I tend to rush sometimes, and then the line isn't as smooth as I'd like it to be, but nothing to be stressed about. After all, it's just a picture. And it's not perfect because it's not being done by a machine, it's being done by hand. So there we have, now we have two. Let me put this out back to, there we are. So that's what the page looks like. And now we've got to decide what to do next. I'm going to do some pencil ones because I did these before and they turned out beautiful. It's a 2B pencil. I'm trying not to use HB, it's too hard. It's just too hard. So let's say the shape's going to be like that. And I think I actually want to do another one. I want to do 3 of these. Things in 3s look better to the eye than things in 2s. I'll do another one here. I'll just make that bigger. You take your pen, and I'll use a 2 this time. Let me scroll in a little bit there. What I'll do is I'm going to rub out these pencil lines. Make sure your ink is dry. Don't rub too hard. You don't want to mess up the surface of the paper. And then you fill in those spaces with your pen. I hope you're all enjoying doing this. It's thoroughly relaxing, isn't it? I don't find it boring at all. My brother said it's like watching paint dry. But, and I suppose it is for some people. Well, this is not for those people. This is for the people who want to relax, take their time, just do something that's guaranteed to turn out beautiful. And I can guarantee whatever you do, it'll turn out beautiful. And if you've got lots of pieces of scrap paper that you've been trying on, try, and you don't want to keep them, try tearing them into pieces, all sorts of pieces, and stick them higgledy-piggledy all together on a page. And it'll look nice that way too. You just stick it all over like that with this glue. I wouldn't use Mod Podge in this for that because it may ruin the ink work. Stick it all together. I'll show you one that I did, sticking pieces of paper together. In just a moment, let me reach for it. Reach for my journal, and I'll show you what I mean. That was just different pieces of paper stuck together, and then I did some patterns on it. It looks quite nice. Different, but it's just the page of a journal, so no great shakes. It's very enjoyable to do, and why not? So you can do that with your pieces of scrap paper that have this on. You'd be surprised how nice it looks. You can stick it in, like take a central point on your piece of paper and then stick it in things like that. So it has some structure if you want it. That would look nice. This video has been going for 51 minutes, so I'll give it a little bit more time. Don't want to have them too long. It takes ages to upload. Sometimes it takes ages and sometimes it doesn't. Like that last one of the Nautilus shell, an hour and 29 minutes or something stupid like that. And I thought, I'm just going to let it go. I need to finish this. And that only took a couple of hours. I was really surprised. I thought it was going to take overnight, which is some of the ones been taking overnight. Maybe it depends on traffic or whatever. I don't understand the ins and the outs, but who knows. I'll try and keep this under an hour and then restart it and make a part 2 today as well, because I'm not finished working on this today for sure. I wish the next episode of Fargo would come on. My God, what a show. Oof, what a show. Someone in the radio this morning on the way to training was talking about a series called Fool Me Once, which I watched, and it's actually pretty good. I really liked it. Fool Me Once. So I think I might stop and start immediately.